Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. You guys already know what to do. It ain't nothing new. But before we get into today's episode, I'm going to give you your time to do what you got to do. Get what you need to get, grab what you need to grab. It ain't nothing new and nothing changed. It's the same thing every day. So get it done. Hurry up. Make it quick. Make it fast. Make it snappy. And I don't like to repeat myself, so let it get done as soon as possible. If you see us in the club and you're nice, if you see us in the club. Yeah. If it's in a bit, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about why is senior year so stressful, and why is it so just much to deal with. Like, the way us kids be talking like we grown and like we live life, baby, that's just how high school feel. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of grown people be like, why y'all talking like y'all grown, paying bills and stuff like that? But that's just how it feel. Like, parents just don't well, they do, because they was in high school, but so long ago. So it's like a lot to deal with. Like, parents always be like, why y'all talking like y'all got pills to pay and stuff like this? It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to go through. Like, I really don't think that parents really understand, like, why it's just so stressful and so much to deal with, because it really is a lot to deal with. And it's just a lot to grapple on. And I know as seniors, and if you are a senior in high school, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's not really the work, more so just life. Like, I remember during junior year, I would think a lot about, senior year and preparing to enter not only a whole nother level of maturity, but just a level of being grown and not depending on mom to do this and mom to do that and this parent to do this and that parent to do that. It's a lot. And it's more so about responsibility and time management and being very organized and knowing how to manage yourself. Those are like key things that play huge roles in those subjects. I've definitely learned that a lot, but I knew that before even entering senior year and being in senior year. I knew that those things play huge roles. So that wasn't really something that was a huge shock to me. But one of the things that really got to me is just preparing to graduate, just leaving not leaving your friends, because you can always hang out outside of school, but just being more independent, more ever so in college and planning for that. Because one thing about me, I'm big on going to college. I'm big on living life. I'm big on all of that stuff. I'm big on just experiencing college and more. What really got me into college? Shows like Netflix's Dear White People and Grownish. Those shows definitely got me into, not for the drama and stuff, but definitely to learn. My majors are definitely either going to be within technology or business and entrepreneurship, one or the other. But whichever major I choose, I'm definitely trying to get a bachelor's and a master's. I know it's going to be a lot of years. It's just the whole decision about being on dorm and stuff like that. And I'm also trying to decide if I'm going to either do online or college. Or go or live on a dorm and stuff like that. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about, like being a senior, going to college. And when you do go to college, it's going to be like a lot. Because when you're in college, you have to be able to be, I think one of the most essential things that you're going to have to worry about when being in college is time management and organization. I think that's the only two things that you really need to worry about when it comes to college, to be for real. I think it's just organization and time management that I think we need to be worried about. I don't think it's really anything else, because like I said, college it can only be as easy as you make it to be. The work isn't going to be as easy as you make it to be, depending on your classes. I mean, it's definitely going to be a little difficult and very challenging. But it's all a part of dealing with adulthood, being able to navigate both, being in college, doing the work, and, depending on if you're living on dorm or if you have an apartment. For me, I'm most likely going to be living in a dorm room, because an apartment is just a lot. It's a lot. And I feel like it's just more easier to just live on dorm than to than to have an apartment. I feel like it'll be a lot more easier to deal with and less stressful. But that's just me. And that's just what I think. For some others, it could be an apartment, but that's it's a lot of work, paying bills and stuff like that, no. And so, even though it's going to happen sooner or later, it's just a no for me. But, yeah, it's a lot to really think about. College is just a lot altogether, to be for real. It's just a lot to deal with. And it's just, I guess, something that we're going to have to grapple on. But it really is a lot to understand and to just go through. But like I said, when it comes to things in that nature, you have to have good time management and organization skills in college, because you're not going to have teachers, unfortunately, telling you got to do this, you got to do that, make sure you get it done. Or, it's a lot to deal with, and it's going to be pretty stressful, more stressful than high school itself. And it's just a lot. It really is a lot. Like, mentally, it takes a toll on you. And then that, it could be a lot. But if you just do, and then working a part-time job while in college, it's going to be a lot. But if you have good time management and organization, it shouldn't be as such difficult. It shouldn't be. I mean, I would hope it wouldn't be that much, but it probably will. But that's just life. And life is difficult. And it prepares you for what's ahead, of course. But it can be really difficult to deal with, understandably. Because like I said, I always think about it. Like, I think about it all the time. And I know that's probably like, why are you obsessing over college? Why are you stressing yourself out? It's not about stressing yourself out. It's about planning. And I think a lot. Like, that's why I've always be lazy before. That's why I always be lazy before I go to. That's why I always be lazy before I turn 18, because I have a lot that I need to think about. And I think about a lot of stuff when I'm laying down sleeping. I always think, because it helps me prepare. And it helps me know what I need to focus on and what I need to do. And so I think and sleep. I sleep and think. Think and sleep, sleep and think. So I can prepare. I can prepare for what I need to prepare for and worry about what I need to worry about. Like, but it's a lot. It really is a lot to deal with. But that's just a part of, getting older and navigating, life and stuff like that. It's a part of life. It happens. But that's what happens when you get older. The older you get, the more you have to do. And unfortunately, that's just life. And I learned that a lot. But, I'm here for it. I'm here for, learning and stuff in college and all that. I'm scared, but I'm here for it. I told my principal during our meeting that I wanted to that we should plan a trip to UIC or U of I, just to get like a good look at what college is like there, so that way when it's time for me to head there, I won't be like, worried and stuff like that. Because like I said, my biggest fear is not being able to find my classes and stuff like that. But the principal was like, no, it's easy and stuff. And it's real easier than you think. And I'm like, because I just need to know, I need to be prepared. I know one thing about a university is, with a college, is that, baby, them classes ain't like high school. They're not in all one building. They in separate buildings, which is irritating. Because you're going to have to walk to this building, to that building. You got to walk to this building, to that building, just to get where you need to get. So that's why I said, no, we gotta do this. I'm like, no, I need to get used to this before it's time. But yeah, it's a lot. But it's so, it's just, it's just going to be a lot to deal with. But I feel like I said, once you get used to that next level of being grown, I feel like we will all be ready. I know for some, it's going to take a lot of time to grapple onto. But I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm prepared. I'm just preparing myself more and more every day, praying and just doing all that I can do to get prepared for this huge change into being grown, because it's a lot. That's why I regret wishing that I was getting older, because, baby, when you get older, especially when you hit that grown age, it's a lot to deal with. It's just a lot altogether. But thank you guys for listening in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Y'all already know what to do. It ain't nothing new. But, yeah. Bye-bye, guys.